everything.
Okay.
You know, so it just you know quite natural, and you know it is what it is, and this is what it is, and you know that as I said to you yesterday, I mean, there's I really have nothing to say until somebody asks me a question, and then of course, you know, whatever questions can be answered are doubtful, because anything that can be described or explained has to be done within, the boundaries of this dream world, which makes the explanation itself, or the description of it, a part of this dream world. So this is the issue that we have with speaking, and with trying to explain things, because what I talk about mainly is outside of the mind, and outside of the mind there are no words, and so we have to use words which are inside the mind or inside the dream state. And that's a problem, because all the language within the mind, within the dream state, is dualistic. So now we have a second problem. We're trying to talk about non-dualism by using dualistic language. It's like trying to, clean your teeth with a scrubbing brush. Very difficult, very difficult. And so these are the problems that we have, and people have to understand that, the words and the images that are used are within the dream world and are not to be taken literally. They are not to be examined too closely, because they will fall apart, and they will make the point of what I'm trying to get across pointless. And so, this is the thing. People come and they ask questions, and I do what I can to answer. Now, again, using this dualistic language, and because in order to communicate in some sensible way, I have to use pronouns and words like I, me, myself, and I'm afraid there's none of that nonsense here. Oh, it's all gone. And so when I use words like I and me and myself, I'm actually talking nonsense, just trying to communicate in some kind of clear way, because there is no I, or me, or self, or myself. That vanished and fell away a long time ago, without any effort from me. It just fell away. So until until someone asks me a question, there is nothing to be said. What can be said about nothing? Nothing. So that's that's where we are, and all I can do is just to share what I can with people, on the understanding that often I use images like, for instance, the dream analogy, the sleeping dream analogy. But people have to remember that it is just an analogy. It is not to be taken literally. But it is one of the best analogies you can use for this type of conversation, for this type of sharing. But just remember that it is an analogy only, and mustn't be taken literally. So those who see that, those who can really kind of get a good hold of that, really have a better start than than many that do take things literally. And so the problem that most people have, of course, is this sense of I, this sense of being a separate individual and personal being. And my question, always is, how can you even think that you are a separate individual being from what is? I mean, what is. It is pure consciousness. How can anything be separate from pure consciousness? Because pure consciousness is all there is. All the rest of it is illusionary, is dreamlike, is made up, is a fiction. And the only thing that has to be done with that is not some kind of process, not some kind of path to follow, but simply to forget it, to drop it. You see, one of the things that I have to keep repeating over and over again is that pure consciousness is not somewhere else that you have to get to. It's not something you have to get. It is something that you are anyway, and the rest you are not. Pure consciousness is what you are, and it is not over there. There is no journey, there's no path from here to there. Or rather, there's an infinite number of paths from here to there. But they're all taking you in the wrong direction. Pure consciousness is here. You, what you call you, is not here. It is an imaginary you. It does not exist. And so there is no path from here to here. And, those are the things that are worth thinking about. However, even thinking about them is not going to get you anywhere. So the whole thing just simply has to drop. Okay, that's enough for now.